Welcome to the first episode of the Papi's podcast. My name is Flo, and Nevin, Tom, one of my best friends here in Barcelona. And every single time we meet up, we have amazing conversations. And that's the idea with the podcast too, to just talk about deep stuff without taboos, and just get deep into our mind, our spirit, whatever it is that is just controlling us from the inside out. And I really love you guys, and I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to introduce us ourselves and to share who we are, what we do, and it's gonna be an amazing time. So thank you for being here.
So yeah, guys, before we start our talk, we'll do a small meditation, 5-10 minutes, just like to be in the mood, to like let go of all the stress, all the worries from the day, so that we can really be in this moment. Okay, guys, let's go back. Open your hands, open your shoulders, take a deep breath from your nose, make your belly big and exhale the air from your mouth. Just relax, let go of all the stress, all the negativity from the past, the expectation for the podcast. Just let it go and allow yourself to be present, to get new ideas, but also to share your ideas today. We all have a lot of wisdom to share to the world, and today is a beautiful moment that we have together to share it to the world, to share our experiences, to share all the wisdom that we got from our life, to have an open discussion about any subject, to let go of limiting beliefs, and to always get new perspective, perceptions about life. Just empty your mind, keep your mind still, allow yourself to be flowing ideas from the universe, wisdom. I'll count from 1 to 3, and at 3 you will become more energetic, ready to share, ready to have a beautiful podcast. I'm also grateful that we took the time this morning to record this beautiful session. 1, 2, and 3. So when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. You can start, Papitos.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anne.
Thanks, Tom.
Oh my God, I feel like new.
Wow, yeah.
Reborn.
Yeah.
I felt rushing from the morning and just was able to really come back to space.
Yeah. It's amazing, not to. Sometimes it's really important to take some time for ourselves, just like 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really.
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
I had like I had some visual come up for me where I saw myself growing. You know, of course, as a human being, you always focus on your growth. You're always thinking about your goals. What are you doing? But why I'm here today is because I have been growing next to you guys. We have been growing together, and often maybe we think that we need to take everything for ourselves in order to grow. You know, same as like imagine you're like a plant. You need nutrients, you need sunlight, water, and often we think that there's not enough nutrients in the world, so we try to suck it all up and take it for ourselves. But I felt that together with these papis, with these friends here, we've been together in this beautiful city of Barcelona, and it's been like it's been our garden. It's been our garden, and we are seeds from all over the world. No, we have seeds from Hungary. We have one from France. I'm an Aruban seed, but we were able to plant our roots here together and grow so much together, sharing the sunlight, sharing the nutrients, sharing the air, the water, because there's abundance of it. But growing next to you was more fun. It was more meaningful. It was somehow faster because I could see you grow and mimic aspects of your growth, but also know that I inspired you with aspects of my growth. So
It's like a mirror of.
Yeah.
When you grow, you see also other person grow, and it becomes a mirror of your own self.
Definitely.
And it's really beautiful. Thank you, man, for sharing. It's true
Yeah.
that we all come from different countries, different backgrounds, different cultures, but we all have the same goal or the same vision about growing, working on ourselves, being free, giving value back. It's really Yeah, it's what makes us human. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. I think that's why it's so beautiful, Barcelona, because you meet so many foreigners, right? And then you just somehow meet, we are from different cultures, different worlds in a sense. And it's just like we come together and then we grow and learn together, right? From each other, and we inspire each other. And yeah, it's just something very beautiful, because I grew up in Hungary, and the first time I actually met like foreigners, or I was in a environment with foreigners, I was like 24. So for me, foreigners, this experience was always just like, I don't know, I never really had that, right? And then once I met all these people from all over the world, I like just opened up, and yeah, it brightened my horizon for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. I don't know. I would also agree to say that one of the biggest aspects, secrets, no? We like to use this word. So one of the biggest secrets to my growth is just the fact of being able to meet so many people from different backgrounds with different intentions, different levels of growth, of awareness, and being able to, no, there's like a common topic we say to mirror. So imagine you standing in front of a mirror and looking at yourself and how much awareness this can bring you of like how your face looks, of how you're dressed, of how you feel, how you and every single person you meet acts as a cosmic mirror where you're able to reflect behaviors in yourself that you see in them that you like, but also behaviors in them that you don't like, but actually it's something within you and yourself. And how I like to see us together, or even Barcelona, because I love that you touched Barcelona, and maybe this is a highlight of this episode, is that Barcelona is like a house of mirrors. You walk into this house of mirrors and you don't get one reflection. You get thousands of reflection of yourself in a week, and you're able to really just become so much more aware of your own bullshit. Sorry to say it, but I think it's the own word,
You
the
can
best
cuss, by the
word.
way.
Yeah,
You can cuss.
it's like you become aware of all of your limiting thoughts and beliefs, but also you get to meet people that have so empowering thoughts and beliefs, and you're like, hey, I like that. I can take that on. I'm gonna also grab this piece of this person. So it's like you're able to mix and match personalities, traits, and just create this ultimate version of yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what we've been doing together.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Barcelona is one of the biggest cities in the world, but more than this, it's also a hub of expats, of entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
young people also with a lot of ambition. And also there is something special with Barcelona. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's amazing, bro.
It's the energy.
Yeah, because also people here a lot of people come to have parties and to enjoy, but also a lot of people come here to heal, or in a certain way to release stress, because you have the beach, it's like also
Yeah.
the city is made in a certain way. You have the beach, you have the mountains, you
Yeah.
can go on a hike. It's not like, for example, in Paris, it's like more city, it's like London or very big cities, and it's really stressful. It's like mostly about business, work, and it's amazing also. It's, you need everything. But Barcelona it also has this aspect about like the city center, the business oriented, etc. But also you can go to the beach, you can enjoy your weekends, or you can enjoy your late evenings.
Yeah.
You can go
Tourism
for
is
hike.
huge
Yeah.
here.
And this makes this place very special. It attracts a lot of people.
Yeah. I think it's also crazy because I met so many people, especially from South America, but in general, like all over the world. And whenever you talk to them, they just somehow ended up here. So a lot of people don't even know why they came to Barcelona. They just had this intuition thing, and it's just so weird how it's kind of like a hotspot for, like you said, people who want to heal, people who want to, I don't know, just find a home in a sense. And also because of these people, you hear all these stories and then you can identify yourself with them because they ended up here for whatever reason and you did too. And then you already have like something in common, like moving into this place. And yeah, my experience is that people here in Barcelona are so open-minded and it's so easy to connect, right? Yeah. So it's just, like you said, you meet so many people in just a short period of time, right? And then those people will mirror you and trigger the living shit out of you, and it just helps you grow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. There is a lot of judgment. Like it's really open-minded. And this is really important for you to open your mind, to open your perspective, to get new ideas, to open your consciousness. Like when you see other people that are also really friendly, very like easygoing in a certain way to make new friends. It's not, for example, I give you like an example from France. I don't say it's not a generality, but in general, most people are closed, or like we are judging all the time. You're like trying to have an image, or you're trying to have like an image of yourself when you're working, when you're talking with people. It's like always about trying to feel in the norm. You have to be in the society. But here in Barcelona, it's really different.
Yeah. I love, I think it's important to touch on the topic of the countries and also kind of get some background of where we are coming from. So you mentioned France, and I am originally from Aruba. It's tiny, beautiful island in the Caribbean. This is where I grew up, but when I was 22, I moved to study in the Netherlands. And a lot of people from Aruba tend to go study and stay living in the Netherlands. So for me, then my European country that I am coming from, let's say before Barcelona, is the Netherlands. And also if I really look at the last years that I was in the Netherlands before moving to Barcelona, for me, it was very challenging to meet new people, make new friends. I really tried to grow into the meetups, to the events, but there's just like this overlying energetic imprint in people where again, it's also same, not to say anything bad about France or the Netherlands or whatever, but that the society norm is to not necessarily be nice or not to talk to strangers always, or just to be some more in the negative complaining sense, where I don't know if it's because of the Mediterranean weather or if it's the paella that people eat here in Barcelona, but whether it be locals or like people that are expats, they're just very nice. Just very, very, very nice. Within my first week in Barcelona, I literally met Tom through the book club. We'll get to that later. But just within my first week, I was surrounded by at least 10 people, whereas I spent over 3 years in the Netherlands trying to build relationships, and I met people from my class, but I wasn't able to build these strong relationships. And I was wondering if it was me. I literally was depressed, wondering if I am not a good socializer. While honestly, guys, when you get to know me a bit better in this, it's like my superpower. But it was like I was in a type of dimension or world where my superpower just was not effective. And if you also feel like you're struggling to meet friends, to open your mind, I swear, like, being in Barcelona for even a year will completely change your life as it has changed our lives. And this is why we're here today sharing this magic, because there's some type of voodoo magic happening in Barcelona. I think that the Sagrada Familia is actually this giant antenna made by aliens, like the pyramids, and they're pulling in all of this love energy and like just spanning across Barcelona, and everybody is like walking without a bra here, and they're just feeling like open and free, and there's just such a powerful energy here that it almost seems illegal or too good to be true. And I'm gonna don't tell anybody. Maybe the CIA is listening to this podcast, but in any case, just come to Barcelona because it will change your life. It will really change.
I just want to mention something that
life.
yes, this podcast is sponsored by the tourism of
By
Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
It's like we are promoting Barcelona here.
Paid by Ayuntamiento de Barcelona. But honestly, guys.
No, it's a beautiful
Come
city.
on, if
No, it is.
Barcelona
It's true.
was a girl, I would be married to her already.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's the best city in the world. Like one of the best cities in the world, really.
Yeah.
No, I was lucky when I was younger to travel a lot. I went a lot of the time in the US, in Miami, in New York, in California. And I really loved Miami. Miami, it's very different. New York is New York. New York is beautiful too, but the vibe in Miami is really similar to Barcelona. A lot of people are outside, a lot of Cubanos, a lot of Latinos. It's really friendly in a way. And I get this also in Barcelona. And I think it's one of the best cities in Europe, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Europe and I traveled a lot in Europe. South America, not really, so I can't really tell, but definitely Barcelona is my favorite place in Europe.
Wow.
So far, and I think it's just like you said, it's just, I don't know, it's like alien power going on here. I don't know, but it's something very special. And when I moved here 2 years ago, I didn't even know why I moved here. Just had this, I don't know, intuition telling me, hey, yo, Barcelona is the place to be. And like you said, also my first week here, I met so many people. And back in Austria, so I used to live in Austria for almost 8 years after I moved out from Hungary, and I felt the same. I felt like, hey, I'm broken. I'm not a social person. And then when I moved here, I realized, oh shit, I'm actually a social person. It's just that I don't know, I was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
And I do believe that places have energy. Everything is energy, and I think because you mentioned this before, if some of the viewers feel like, hey, I'm broken, I'm not social,
Yeah.
maybe I don't think you are. I think it's just that you are in the wrong place. Now, I'm not promoting Barcelona, but traveling definitely helped me to understand
They're
this.
in the wrong place and with the wrong people, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the, like as we say, you're the sum of the 5 people you're hanging with, and like the environment is very important. And Barcelona has a good environment because you can meet like a large of different people. And if you're like alone, me, I was living in a small village in France, and it's very beautiful. You have a beautiful landscape, but of course, so it's limited in terms of people. So you have like just thousands of people. So you know everyone very quickly, and it's not like here, or you're meeting new people every day. Every day you can meet new people from different countries, and by making you go out of your comfort zone or going like out, meeting new people, meeting like changing a bit your environment, like your friends, the energy. That's also when you start growing. It's when you start changing.
Wow.
So I think it's a beautiful topic to talk about, because sometimes we try a lot to change. We read books, we work on ourselves, but sometimes the easiest way is to be surrounded by people or in a place where it will support you even more. It will boost you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What I wanna so what Tom inspires now as well is that if you're trying to be a different person, but everybody around you is telling you who you are and who you should be, it is next to impossible. Like if your mom and your dad, if everybody is looking at you as let's take an identity, the party person, right? I used to be the party person. I used to be for years the party person, and now at 12 I'm on my bed drinking some tea, reading a book. Like I swear, this is like not an overstatement. But this party person is an identity you create yourself, but then everybody kind of points it out as that they affirm it. Yeah, you are the party person. And what happens is that when you try to stop to be this party person, again, one identity, we can use it for various types. It's gonna be challenging because people are gonna be seeing you trying to be not like being the book reader now suddenly, and then they're gonna be like, hey, but yo, dude, you're the party person, like, or even the friends that have been partying with you, they're gonna keep trying to pull you into this world. And a very powerful mentor said to me when I was ready to leave Aruba. I was blessed to have met a gentleman by the name of Arias Schwartz. He was a multi-millionaire stock market retiree, and I literally worked for his small bed and breakfast in Aruba. And it was a very big moment for me moving from Aruba to the Netherlands. And he said, Nevin, you have the biggest opportunity ever, because you're going to a place where nobody knows who you are. And this is the opportunity, because you have the power to tell the world who you are. You have the power to say, to claim your identity, whatever it might be, and nobody knows. And this is the true power, because what happens is that when we know, or when everybody knows who we are, we create these false identities, and often they are limiting identities. So what happens is that if you come to Barcelona, as an example, and you say, hey, from now on, I am a digital nomad. Powerful identity, right? You're traveling, you're working from your laptop. Saying this to yourself, Googling digital nomad, meet up or meet digital nomads in Barcelona will give you tens and hundreds of events, of websites, of places you can visit where you're going to meet other people in this identity. And this is very powerful of Barcelona, where I have been able to radically shift from identity to identity. Now I am a transformational coach. I'm a business consultant, and I help people to make more money in their business by tapping into their essence. But like a few years ago, I came here as a student. I was the party animal student. I was like this Latin lover. This was my identity, and it gave me a headache. It wasted all my money. And then meeting Tom helped me to shift this identity. But I will let Tom share a bit about how this happened, and also how we met together. No, I think it's good to ground the conversation as well. And who are these random strangers here, spending their Sunday morning sharing some love? No, yeah, Papi. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. It's true that
Yeah.
everything is around identity. It's like who you want to become. It's not really about who you are, but it's about who you want to become.
Yeah.
Because you are everything. You can be anyone you want, but you have to choose. You have to. You just have.
Create.
It's just yeah. You have to create. And life is about creating, and it's not about discovering.
And it's always
Yeah.
shifting. This is crucial. Your identity is not beat into stone. Like, oh, this. No. You can change 100 times. You can update, upgrade. It's like your dress. Like today, I'm dressing as like a LGBT friendly. Example. Good. And you can always change your look or how you want people to perceive you. It's very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah. No, it's what I wanted to share. It's like
Yeah.
it's about. It's not about the other, as you say, people point at you and say, hey, you are the shy guy or from the room. Or,
Powerful.
you know, me, I was suffering from this when I was at school because I always had good grades, but all the time the observation, like the commentary was good grade, but not participate, like not talking in class.
Same.
Or like not like participating, yeah. And then I always had this identity, or okay, I'm not, I may be intelligent, but I'm, or intelligent from the norm of the school, but I'm not able to speak. Or I was not able to speak in public or to show my words, etc.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like, but this comes because when you're young, also you absorb everything that adults say because you believe that adults are like the wise person, but they're all in a way still kids, just like with more beard and and
Bigger.
bigger. But it's very interesting and. Yeah, if you want, we can talk about what we do, the book club, etc. But yeah, I just wanted to also to share the message that if you feel now that you're not the person you want to be, or that you feel that you're not in the right place, with the right people, you always have the power to take action, to take the
Yes.
decision, and it starts from yourself. Sometimes it can be difficult. Me, I'm very lucky. I had a very beautiful, loving family, and it was always easy in a way to talk with my parents, to discuss, to have beautiful communication.
Yeah.
But if you're stuck with a toxic family, or if you have like sometimes people have no families, etc. So it's like much more maybe more complicated. But you always have the decision because it's about you. It's not about others. You're living. You have to live your life for you, and you have to become the person that the super you. You have to become the super, your super version.
Yeah, I think it's what Nevin said is so true that we are being conditioned, right? When we come to this earth and then as kids, our family, parents, and then you go to school, your teachers condition you, right? And they put you in this box. If you look at general school, the school system, it just puts you in a box, right? Now, we are all different, so not everyone is going to fit in the same box, but that's what they do. And I remember, because you said it too, it's like whenever someone tells you, hey, you are this and that, I was also the same, like Flo is shy, and then I became shy. And also, Flo is bad in math. It's like I became effing shit in math. But then, is this really me? And I even stopped learning for the math classes because I'm bad anyways. So why should I, And I created this persona that I'm bad. But yeah, it's what you also mentioned before. It's not that you find yourself throughout all these years, right? It's just you create yourself. Like you get to choose who you want to be. And this is the thing. Like if you're in the system doesn't tell you this, So.
So Flo just inspired this, right?
Send it.
You already know exactly who you are. You already know since you were born, you know exactly who you are and what you're here to do on earth. But just you had so many people telling you their belief and their thinking of who you should be that you're confused, my child. You're literally lost.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Like as he shared this, I remember this specific moment when I was maybe 16, and in my class as well, I had this identity that I'm bad in math. And I remember the teacher in front of everybody just telling me, oh, Nevin, you have dyslexia. First time I even heard this word. He said, yeah, you have dyslexia because I was measuring how much seconds you can pay attention. It's like 3 seconds. Ha ha ha, you have dyslexia. And in front of the whole class, this grown woman tells me as a young boy, that I am not able to be successful in math, that I have dyslexia, all these things. And like, if I were not able to be aware of this, and carry this for the rest of my life, this fake identity, this BS that people give to you. They're like, here, hold it. Here's some BS, hold it. And you keep walking around with a bag of BS saying that you are not good enough, you're bad at math, you're asocial, you're fat, you're chubby, you're ugly. And what happens is that you get drowned by all of these fake negative identities, which is not truly you. And it's very hard to tap into your true essence, to find your magic, because you have so much magic, my friend, so much magic inside of you. And this what Flo touched upon now really inspired this, man. That it's that we know who we are, and what you need is some silence. You need to pull people around out of your life. And this one thing I will say, and it might be interpreted wrong or anything, but I will tell you this: nobody is coming to save you. If you are currently feeling stuck, your family is negative energetically, your job sucks, you feel stuck in a relationship, you feel stuck in your tiny little town, nobody is coming to save you. This podcast here, guess what? It's inspiration, it's push, it's energy. We can give you all of the step-by-step instructions to get the F out there and do something with your life, but we cannot go there and take you out of it. You have to take action, my friend. You have to make a decision. You have to embody a new, empowering identity. Instead of being the victim, you have to make the switch to being the victor. And if you are not able to do this, my friend, I'm sorry, but you're going to be there next year, the year after, the year after. And why I say this hard truth, it's because it is also an empowering truth. Because same as I say, nobody's coming to save you. Guess who's going to save you? Yourself. And you can choose at this instance to save yourself. But if you have to wait on a helicopter crew to come and SOS your butt out of there, it might take weeks, it might take a year, it might never come. But if you, my friend, are the helicopter pilot, you are the CPR specialist, you are the person at the hospital, you are the person, you are literally responsible for the whole journey of saving. And believe me, I am far from reaching the point of being saved or whatever. It's like all these, you extracting this magic out of your heart. But yeah, guys,
Thank you for beautiful light, beautiful wisdom, and I want to jump up also on what you said. Also, is what I had it in mind, and it's like you have the responsibility. It's only your responsibility, because we talked about the teachers, the people telling us we are bad in math or etc.
Yes.
But it's not about them. It's never about other people. You cannot change the external influences. You can only change the way you interpret or perceive the things. If someone is telling you you're fat, or if someone is telling you you're not good enough, you have the power to choose if it's true or not. It's not about the others.
Yes.
And this is really important, and this is empowering. As you say, no one is going to save you, only yourself. And I just want to say that it's interesting, because the society and the government, they play around this, because they want you to believe that the government is going to save you, or other external people are going to save you, because it's to control you. This is used to be able to control you, to tell you that, go and do this, etc. It's like, if you believe that someone is going to save you, you're waiting for the savior all your life. And when you, if you see a fake savior, or someone telling you to save you, you have to wear a mask. Sorry, I don't want to go too deep on this, but to save you, you have to put a mask. Then you'll say, oh yeah, thank you, savior. I will do everything you say. But you know what? I don't know if you see what I mean, but it's about when you take responsibility about yourself, you know what is right or wrong for yourself. Those have to be the general truth, but you don't have to wait for someone telling you what is right for you.
Yeah. This is what we talked about. It's creating, creating your life. I think it's interesting what Nevin, you said before. It's the victim mentality, right? Whenever you are in this victim role, oh, this is what happened to me. Look at me. I'm this and that, and I can't. It's I do believe, and I mentioned this before. It's energy. Everything is energy, and wherever you put your mind, or whatever your thoughts, you're focusing your thoughts on something. Your energy is flowing that direction, right? So if you are thinking, oh, but this happened to me, and my friend did this to me, and my girlfriend, my ex, whatever, that's why people can't move on. Because they are focusing their energy on this direction, I'm the victim. So at some point, like you said, the responsibility is yours to get out of this.
Yeah.
And that's the energy where you put your energy into. Do I want to get out of this, or I want to go deeper in this victim shit?
I love it. Thank you for sharing. I think just one word I want to open up on and touch upon, because I believe that this is it marries together with why we're doing this video, this podcast or whatever. And for me, uh, it was a really life change, transforming, changing moment for me, where I did a seminar. It was called the Insight Seminars. Highly recommend you to Google it. And I say this victim thing, and I don't say it just to trigger you. I say it because this was clearly my story. I have been the biggest victim on earth. I pointed the finger to my mom and my dad for the most longest part of my life. And it made me miserable. It made them into villains. It made them into evil people in my mind, but also made me into this miserable victim. And I don't want it for you. And the moment that changed this was a word. And I love the power of words. And it's this word. It's the word resentment, right? So let's say maybe you resent this high school teacher. Maybe you resent your mom, you resent your dad. And it's like resent is like having this feeling of like this, I don't like this person, or I really, really, resent the person, right? Go Google the word resent. It's very powerful. But then during this workshop, this seminar, they broke down the word. So they say the word is actually consisting of two parts. It's the ra, and it's like a cycle, to repeat. It's a repeat. And then the other part is sentiment. It's like sentiment. So again, it's like the repetition of a sentiment. Resentment. It's like you consciously choose to keep repeating the sentiment, whether it be good, but in this case, usually it's a bad sentiment. So let's say your mom told you, hey, you're bad at school, or you're a bad kid. And always you say, like, oh, why? That's not true. And you're repeating the sentiment, where the power is in cutting off this cycle of resentment. Why do you keep repeating the sentiment? Ask yourself, is this person currently alive? Can I do something about it? Is this person currently in my life? Can I go to them, tell them, hey, you know what? You told me this and I don't like it. Fuck you. Or, hey, I don't like it. Let's be friends. Huh. End the cycle. So the question is, are you able to end this cycle of endless resentment by an action? For example, by sending a letter to this person that hurt you, by sending or talking to your mom, or maybe your mom or your dad, they're not ready to receive it. Can you at least write a letter for yourself to them and burn it, or do some type of action where you end this cycle, endless cycle of suffering? Because resentment is happening in you, baby. It's not happening in the person you resent. No, you are suffering with the resentment. And this has changed my life, being able to connect to this, right? So there's two scenarios. One scenario, you're able to do something. And the other scenario, you don't really have the power. Let's say it's somebody that lives, somebody that already died, for example. Let's say you resent somebody that hurt you, but they already passed. And this is up to you to do this journey of healing, to stop this cycle of resentment. Again, you're like a hamster on this wheel, and you're just suffering for years already, but you have the power to step off the wheel. And this is something that this word, or this moment, this seminar, Insight Seminar, was able to make me realize that I am the hamster. I imagined the wheel, and I'm running away from my parents while I should be running towards them, and being grateful for how much I love them and how much they help me, because believe me, they're doing the best they can. So this resentment, guys, this has been a life transforming thing to resent. So if you want to repeat a cycle, may it be love. May you see Flo like I see him every day, and every day I see him, I'm like, yeah, bro, I love you, Papi Flo. The cycle I repeat is the love for Tom. I'm like, yeah, Tom, right, we're gonna make it, yeah. This is the type of repeating cycle of emotions that I desire for you in your life. So work on this. Work on it. Yeah.
No, it's beautiful, and everything is cycle anyway. Everything in life, it's always a cycle. You know, like the seasons, everything. So you have empowering cycles, you have positive cycles, or you have negative ones. And choose to use the positive ones. Like, don't use the negative. Create positive cycles in your life. Create positive routines in your life. Because also a day, it's a cycle. It's a morning, the afternoon, and the night. It's always a cycle. So let's say you wake up and you wake up super late, you're tired, you're stressed, you go to work in your hurry. So this is your cycle. You created your cycle. But let's say you wake up earlier, you choose to go to the gym, you eat good. Like, you create also your own cycle. So it's really powerful also, like, to It's called, this is why I had a mentor also, it's called Sam Ovens, a very famous consultant guy. And he shared about this, about the positive feedback loop. It's called the feedback loop. It's also used in business. It's really interesting. It's about it's like karma, or every action has an equivalent reaction, or like it's cause and effect. And this cycle is like it's like 4 parts. First, you have like the thought, or like the decision that you make. Then you have to take the action. Then you get a result from this action. And then you get a feedback from this action, from this result. You get a feedback, and then it makes you think again. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you post something on Instagram. You make like, okay, I want to post for my social media, for my brand. I post like a picture of my brand, of my t-shirts. This is my thought. I make the action, I post it, and then I have a result. I see people liking, or I see people maybe commenting that, oh, I love or I don't like the t-shirt. Let's say I will put like a negative one. I don't like the t-shirt, I don't like the thing. Then you get the feedback. You get the feedback from the commenters, from the comment, and then you say, okay, why these people didn't like my post? What can I do to improve? And then you are again in the loop. So this loop is very powerful for you to improve, and it's like a process and to change. And this is like, it's not in one time. Sometimes life is not by taking one decision. It's by taking micro decisions every day that compound and make a big change. And it's about the loop. It's about what you said. And this is really, it's really powerful. So I empower you to choose every day one small decision that by doing it every day, or like every week, it don't have to be every day, but repeatedly, you create a big outcome. Also being aware also of the result, and also seeing the feedback and iterate, like change. Sometimes you have to change a bit your strategy or to see how you do it. It's really powerful to be able to do this.
Who wants to drop the Einstein quote? You know, guys know about doing the same thing.
You can say it.
You know it? Go,
Say it.
Flo, you can say it, bro. See if you
I don't
can.
know how
If you fuck
how
it
it goes.
up, I will jump in.
I think it's like,
Insanity is to do the same things every day and
expecting
the same results.
Yeah, expecting a different result.
Or different results. Sorry.
Yeah. I liked. I will not take it too long, but I love what Tom said. One thing that often, even in my marketing, as I work as a coach, and one thing that often comes up is people say, "I'm stuck. Oh my God, I'm feeling stuck," and it almost creates the illusion when you hear the word stuck that you're stuck at one point in time, but you're actually stuck in a cycle. Every day you're repeating this whole cycle, and you're like a hamster stuck in the same cycle wheel. So what happens is that if you can make mini changes to the right or to the left, back or to forth, you're able to break apart this one circle and create it into a spiral. Yeah, listen to this. So instead of it being the same cycle over, just a tiny incremental change. Let's say you decide to read 1 page of a book a day, or you decide to go run 1 minute a day. This tiny change switch you or breaks you out of this cycle, which is like, let's say it's like a 1D image of a circle, a 2D image of a circle, and it immediately creates a 3D dimension where instead of just staying the same height, you suddenly, you start to grow. And this is the power of this spiral staircase, the positive actions, that tiny bit of positive action. So if you feel stuck, you're just doing the same exact actions every single day without making any type of changes. And this tiny changes in action that you can take, maybe it's hitting the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel here. Maybe that's the action that's going to change your life. Maybe it's saying ciao to somebody. Maybe it's quitting your job. Maybe it's leaving your city. But whatever this tiny action might be, it will catapult you out of this feeling of being stuck. So just remember this. Stuck is not one point. It's not a point. It's a cycle that you're stuck in. And you have to be aware of the cycle, aware of the components of it, and start to look at it. Look at your day, look at the people, how you can make tiny shifts to change this from being a 2D circle to being a 3D image of a spiral going up as you grow and you expand and you grow. So that's a very beautiful one, Tom.
Yeah, I wanted to share related to this, just like to go also to, for me, I've learned this to improve, to be like the best. This is like a bit more advanced maybe, but like each time that you take an action, or like you have a process, right? You have the process of the loop, but each time you make a tiny change or you test something different, so So, so like I'm like I do marketing and I love like ads and stuff and it's called A/B testing. It's like you're testing like one variation and you test a different one that is slightly a bit different, or sometimes it can be completely different. But by doing this test, you can see that okay, the A is better than the B, and then you test again. Okay, A stay better than my B, and then sometimes you see that the B that you're testing is working better than the A. So then it becomes your new A, and then you'll test again a new B. And this is like a bit more marketing, etc. But you can apply this to your life. You can, let's say, I brush my teeth with my right hand, but maybe next time I can brush my teeth with my left hand. Like, it doesn't have to be always the same. You can test the things that are more effective for you.
Yeah.
You can say, maybe all your whole life you always brush your teeth on your right hand.
so much.
But maybe maybe one time you try by doing it on your left hand, and maybe you will more effective by your left hand. I don't know. Maybe.
You never know.
Yeah. So it's like by testing and by making small tests, small incrementations, that you also improve the process. And
So I have a trick question for Flo, because Flo, why do people stay stuck in the cycles and they don't test and try out new things? Why? What is the reason? What do you think? Like, we'll make a hypothesis, and if we're not right, just say, guys, you're not right. But we're gonna judge your life and why you're stuck in the same cycle. It's Flo, not me. Flo.
Well, I think it's because we were conditioned, right, to believe certain things and we are not aware of it. Like if you become aware of it, that, hey, this is actually not me, then you can actually break out. But if you don't know, how are you going to break out? Like you don't know what you don't know, right? So that's my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
No, that's a point. That's a beautiful
point.
one. Yeah.
I think also it's a lack of knowledge also about
Yeah.
how nature works, because nature is working like this. Plant grows, and like the same, it's like testing. Nature is not, it's evolution. It has tested multiple ways. First, now we are Homo sapiens, right? I think it's called, and before I don't know exactly the names, guys, but
he tested
it tested like different.
Homo erectus. We had all these. I also,
Like
it's the
nature
only one I
tested.
know.
Yeah, me too. But like nature tested different version of the human, and to see which one is evolved and the one that is surviving the most.
Capable.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, and so you have to tap into the nature, how nature works, and do the same. And this is beautiful.
Yeah, I think that also that's life. Like life is a test, pretty much. Whatever you do, you're being tested. Whatever you're going through, it's a test to create yourself. I think it's a really interesting topic what you mentioned before, Nevin, the family and resenting your parents, because I did that my whole life pretty much. And okay, this is not just like a tiny small change what I did, but I was resenting my mom my whole life pretty much on an unconscious level, and then it became conscious. And last year I started doing something, and I talk about this a lot, and people always tell me like how no, there's no way I can do that. And it's like a small change for me. It was in the beginning huge, now it's small. Just telling my mom I love you, because I never did that, and she also never really said it ever. And I was like faking it till I make it, right? I wanted to change something because the relationship was so bad with my mom, and I felt like if I do this, this few words, right? Maybe I can trigger her and also trigger myself, and put myself in a really vulnerable situation where I can actually change something in the dynamics of the relationship. And it actually worked. After a few times, like I of course felt uncomfortable in the beginning saying I love you, but then and she didn't say it back, right? I was like, fuck, kind of hurt. But then I was like, okay, I shouldn't have expectations. And after like I told her like 10, 20 times, whatever, she started saying it too. And since then the relationship became so much better. Not amazing, but it's so much better. So it's just more genuine, more loving, I feel like. Now, like I said in the beginning, I didn't feel like doing it, but I forced myself, and now it changed everything. So, okay, maybe it's not a small change, but still, it's a change,
Congrats.
Right,
Yeah, thank you.
bro.
Yeah,
I
but it was-
smiled from ear to ear hearing that. That was
Yeah,
so
no,
beautiful.
and like I said,
Wow.
I do meet a lot of people, and I feel like everything we go through in life, especially like relationship problems, challenges, stem from our relationship with the parents, right? So I do believe that fixing the relationship with the parents can also fix our present, right? So whatever we are going through now, anything in a relationship or maybe business, whatever, beliefs, it can actually heal. Like we can heal it through healing the relationship with the parents.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That is very, very beautiful, Flo. Congrats, man, for
Yeah,
doing
thank
that
you.
and for sharing that. I think it's a very beautiful example of an action step that
Yeah.
can radically transform your cycle of being stuck in a cycle. Just learning to say I love you to the people that matter the most. And also putting your ego aside to do this. You know, maybe you for a long, long time wasn't able to do this, and then now suddenly you tap into this bigger feeling, and it's very powerful, man. I think it's a very good example actually. So one thing I wanted to touch upon, because I asked Flo a trick question, and I almost wanted to say this big word, and it's I think that it's what's holding people back is fear. The fear, fear, fear. So that's the big word. But I think it's actually a lack of information. All right? And this is why we're doing this podcast. Because I believe that fear stems from a lack of correct information. The only thing holding the people that want the success back compared to the millionaires is a lack of access to the right to correct information. I work in sales, or more than anything, I do sales for my business, because if I don't do sales, nothing's going to happen in my business. And one of the biggest things I experienced through sales calls is my clients having fear. And fear shows up as questions. It can show up as a paralyzing like effect. But when you don't have the right information, so for example, if I don't provide my clients with the information about how my process works, about how the pricing works, about that they can pay in 3 parts or in 2 parts, and they think they have to pay at once because, hey, you know what, I charge like $100,000. No, I wish that's not my service, but
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But so let's say I have a 2,000 euro coaching program, and it's like a one-time investment, or at least if I don't share that they can pay it in a few sets, it might be very scary to pay at once. So maybe they say, no, Nevin, I cannot afford it, oh my god. But by me providing the correct information, telling them, hey, you know what, you can pay it in parts, we can do a deal together, you can give me a massage and I can give you a 10% discount. We can do multiple things, or I can provide bits and pieces of information that changes the fear. So maybe this is a very high level example. But what happens is that when you have fear of meeting a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a lot of people feel lonely on earth. Have you bought a book about how to socialize with the other sex? Have you read enough books about how to know yourself and about love and the Kama Sutra, and you know what sex is? Like, have you actually put the right effort in finding the correct information in how you can level up your social skills, how you can look better, smell better, be more attractive, and then in turn attract the right person? Or are you just sitting in your room, biting your nails? Ooh, scary, it's scary. Oh, I cannot meet any people. I'm lonely. And this is why I want to ask you, did you try to seek access to the right information? Like, if you're hearing this, message Flo, message me, message Tom. We're going to have our Instagram there. Ask, and you shall receive, baby. But what if people don't ask? They stay stuck in the cycle. They stay with their mouth closed in the hamster wheel, not saying a word for years and years, and they feel depressed, and nobody cares about them. But did you ask? And I'm talking to the younger version of myself, because I was terrified of asking, but asking gave me what I wanted and needed. So ask as well. Ask. And the right information will present itself, but you need to ask.
Yes, amazing what you said about fear. And I think fear also comes when you don't feel safe.
Yeah.
When you don't, like, you're not feeling safe about yourself or about the people around you. And you have to release the stress. Also, you have to feel safe. You have to do certain things in your life also that makes you feel safe. It makes you like feel also confident about yourself, more confidence. So as I said, micro actions, making your bed, like cleaning your house. These small things, it's like increasing your self-confidence, and it makes you feel more safe in a certain way, like inside. So then you have less fears. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's like it compounds in yourself, and then you're not afraid anymore to speak to people. So also, just go on the street, speak to one random person, and you say just hello, have a good day. Like, you don't have to ask for Instagram, you don't have to ask for You don't have to ask for a date. You don't have to be really complicated. But just making small actions, it's like, oh, it's safe. Oh, I said, hello, how are you? Person smiled back. It feels safe. Yeah. And then you go out of the comfort zone, because this is like the comfort zone, right? Like you're afraid because it's out of your comfort zone. And when you're inside of your comfort zone, you feel safe. But sometimes your comfort zone is not, it doesn't have to be positive all the time. Comfort doesn't mean positive. Comfort, it means that you're feeling like okay, or it doesn't have to be a positive environment.
Yeah. I think it's also crazy how, you mentioned it before. It's like people don't really study whatever they want to do. So let's say you want to go after a profession. You want to become a doctor. What do? You go to the university and you study. But then you want to have an amazing relationship. And then what do? Nothing. You just go out there and fuck up a few times.
You go to the bar, get drunk, get wasted.
A lot of times.
Where's the relationship?
And then, so it's like everything, whatever you want in life, you should go after it. You should study it and understand how it works, and also understand how you work, Because I feel like most people, because we were conditioned, we don't even know who we are, right? We just get out of school, whatever, and then we are like, okay, let's do something. And you just don't know what you want. It was also my case. When I was 18, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And then my mom was telling me, hey, study this, because that was the thing to do. And I just did that. Like, didn't even question it. And then after, 4 years, I finished. I was like, done. Okay, what now? I still had no idea. So it's like, again, you have to create yourself, right? And you have to go after, like, you know the answer. It's just like you have to search for the answer. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And also it's about, let's say about romance, for example, you don't have like a proper education. No? Maybe you look at your parents or you copy a bit what your family is doing, but also what you do, like what most people do, they watch movies. They've seen like Julia Roberts, I forgot the name, Pretty Woman, for example, and then see like how it is about like romance, and then they say, oh, this is how it looks like a couple.
This is the correct information.
Yeah, this is the correct information, but this movie is made you to entertain. It's like, it's not made you to be educated. It's entertainment.
Wow.
So
that's powerful.
So it's also very interesting. It's not only about it's about being in real life and by learning from real life experiences and not being in fantasies. Yeah, I've met many women, like many girls in my life, that they were living in a fantasy. And also as men, also we have also our fantasies, because we are bombarded by entertainment, by how it should be, but it's not reality. It's a way for you to escape when you're tired at night, to make you, oh, this will be amazing like this, but it's not.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning the movie. I was sharing about fear and about not having access to the right information. So I maybe it's not always true, but information that is free is not always the best information, right? But then in this case, a movie also you pay for it, and is based off entertainment. So while at the university studying, we had one subject that was called research, and basically what it is about anybody can do research. But you also research where your information is coming from. Is it true information? What is the intention of the source of information? For example, Pretty Woman, I don't know what the movie is called. Maybe it kind of shows you dynamics between a man and a woman, but this movie is made to entertain, is made to put the woman on a very high pedestal where this guy is like paying everything for the woman and everything. And by just trusting movies and songs on getting your dating, or in this case we're talking about dating, but it can be in anything, about even business. Like if you want to be a businessman or woman, but you're listening to Lil Uzi or one of these gangster rappers saying cook crack, guess what? You might be cooking crack, but you might become a criminal and not a businessman. So it's also about learning to filter information, to find the right information, learning to pay to access information. So pay and buy a book. Maybe it's 10 euros, but you pay to access the right information, and just really search for it as well. It's like really, really important to discern what is right, what is wrong, what is real, what is not. And the most powerful thing is, like we started the convo about this, about the school teachers and everything. It's like, guys and girls, I have news for you. We are living in a matrix. I just literally let intentional pause. Okay, bum bum bum. We are living in a system that is fully designed and created to educate, to guide, and to push us in a certain manner that that is to the best interest of the continuity of the system. All right, so the movies, the music, everything is created in somehow to keep you exactly as you are because it's already working. But we don't want to stay exactly as we are because we know that we're extraordinary. We're not just this human, normal, like we don't just walk cycles. Like I just said, we are a spiral. We're here to spiral up, expand, but also to help the people in our circle expand. And this is the type of people I would love to be speaking to also on this podcast. If you're looking to expand, you're in the right place, baby. But the world is designed to keep you very simple or not to expand too much. You can expand, but don't expand too much because then you become dangerous. And you have too much words, too much power, then you become dangerous. Then you're not with the agenda. All right? I don't want to go too deep in this, but be very aware that movies, music you're listening to, a lot of the information you have access to, even the news, even what the government is telling you, wear a file hat, put in earplugs, and don't always listen to that. Listen to your inner self, to your inner guidance, because you, like I said, the moment you were born, you know exactly who you are, but the world told you something different. The world told you that you're this and that, but that's not true. You need to strip that away. You need to do some ayahuasca. No, I'm just joking. You don't need to do ayahuasca, but you need to be able to meditate, sit with yourself, write, and really discover your inner magic. This is why we're here, because we're discovering our inner magic, and it's insane. It's really the best thing you could ever do. And this is why I think the podcast is going to be really all about. It's about releasing this magic.
It's gonna be huge.
Thank you, man, for the education, for the accessing to this information, as you said.
Yeah.
About like the movies, the teachers, but it's not like to always say, oh, it's not because it's not because it's in the news that it's bad. You also have to analyze.
Of
You have
course.
to you have to filter the information, but also understand. I think the most important is understanding the intention of why this information is bombarded to you. Why people, why there's entities, why there is this super influential people that tell you, send you this message. What's the intention behind?
Correct.
Maybe they want to sell their course. Maybe they want to sell a product, because mostly it's all business oriented. Most of the time when you send a message, it's to go buy, to get the movie. For example, the Barbie movie. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Have you seen? No.
But for example, the Barbie movie, it's a promotion for Barbie. It's like for girls or for people to, it's Mattel behind it. It's like the brand. It's also to send a message to the world, but it's brand awareness. It's like it's marketing. So every message that you get, it's always for an intention behind. So also and you can accept it. I don't say you have to reject all the marketing, but you have to see, okay, do I accept it in my mind? Do I accept this like beliefs in my mind or not? Do I want to be wearing pink in the streets? Yeah, maybe you want, maybe you don't. I'm joking now, but it's like I see the trend now. Like a lot of people are like in pink now, but no, it's like it's important, I think, to be analytical and critical about not to take everything for granted, just to question yourself, because this opens your mind, and it makes you think, and you have the ability to think, and the people around you don't want you to think. They want you to tell you you do this, you're born in France, you're born here, go get a job, go to school, get a job, get married, okay, don't think, this is like the norm. But you have the ability to, okay, do I really want to follow this? Maybe yes, maybe no, but it's your power to analyze with your own mind and see if it's right for you or not.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think we do some not final words now, because we're gonna run off this episode. Definitely. So it's a pleasure being here. It's a pleasure guiding you through your journey, through your expansion, and becoming the ultimate version of yourself. And I want you to know it's going to be a very painful, very long, a very challenging, but also a very pleasureful, happy, and exciting journey. And it's going to be giving you the best gifts and experiences that you can ever imagine, that maybe you haven't even imagined yet. But I believe that the most important thing is to remember that you need to enjoy it and you need to have fun. That life is a game, and a lot of people think that it's a battle, that you're always in the battlefield, you're always trying to fight or anything, but no, it's actually a game, and you have the ability to dictate the rules of your game, because it's your game. And the more you're able to understand what type of game you want to play, if it's like hide and seek, or if you're more a different type of game, is that you choose the game, and there's no right or wrong in this. I literally say, let's say if you want to be a superstar singer, good, that's your game. If you want to be a chef, good, that's your game. If you want to be a snorkeling tour guide, good, that used to be my game and now I change it, but it can be your game, good. If it brings you the ultimate happiness, choose it, define the rules, find the players you want to play with, and play the game the best you can. But don't go in your head and making it too complicated, because life is a game and many people believe it's a battle. But I truly, with all my heart, playing the game, being a big player in the game, tell you that it is a game, and you should be a bit less stressful, less worried about if you're gonna win or not. You already won. If you were born, if you're listening to this, you already won. If you have Wi-Fi, you have a laptop, you have a phone, whatever you are listening to this, you already won, baby. You already have everything you need to continue to win. Come on, let's be serious. But by really choosing every day to show up and to play at your best, no matter how you might be feeling, no matter which player showed up today, play at your best and know that you will always be able to win. Okay?
Yeah, 100%. I also wanted to say, because we didn't talk about spirituality so far, but I do believe that we are, humans having a spiritual experience, which means we have something inside us that is like a deeper something, right? And I don't want to get into this woo-woo, tree-hugging bullshit, but I do believe that spirituality is about just connecting with your true self, right? And then being able to get to know yourself on this deeper level, and then creating the life you want, your true self wants, and then playing this game, playing the game your true self wants. Yeah. So that's the question: what kind of game do you want to play?
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to choose. There's no right or wrong.
No, we'll talk maybe about this topic in another podcast.
Next time,
another episode.
Yeah.
But I want also just the last words as Nevin, just to continue what Nevin said. It's not about sometimes it's going to be painful, sometimes you're going to enjoy it, but it's about being proud of yourself. Have you done the things that makes you proud? That okay, I've done this. I know, like now, me, if I look back in my life, like 5 years ago, I'm so proud, like for all the things I've done, for all the decisions.
Right, but
but it was not easy. It was not easy, and it was not comfortable.
Exactly.
It was painful. It was really painful when I went through some breakups and stuff. Really painful. But I'm proud that I went through this process. I'm grateful and proud of myself. And I think this is what you have to look for being grateful, being proud of who you become.
100%. Having faith also,
Yeah.
Believing in your higher whatever self.
Yeah, and just the last word I think I will say, and I shared this recently for my community in Aruba. The fact that you were born is the biggest blessing in the universe, all right? And this is something that it's very, very deep for me to say it again, because at once I thought that I was a damnation, that I was like a curse. I literally thought this. But I'm going to tell you, my friend, my sister, my brother out there, the fact that you were born, that you literally got born, is already the biggest blessing, the biggest miracle in the universe. So use it wisely. Take on this energy of this blessing and push it into anything you desire to do with your life. You will be successful. I promise you will be successful. The universe is on your... We are on your side. Come on. If you try it and you're not successful, send us a message. We're personally coming, coach you, and kick your butt, because maybe there's some fear holding you back until you become successful. But there's no impossible mission here. There's no, even though Tom Cruise is sitting next to me, there are no real impossible missions on this earth. Sending you much love.
Thank you. Much love. Big up to Flo. So thank you so much for inviting us in this podcast.
Thank you guys for joining.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful beginning of a beautiful series.
Yes.
Really powerful podcast series. Let's fucking go.
Jay Shetty, I'm coming for you, right?
We love you, Jay. Thank you.
We love you, Jay. You inspire us,
Yeah, but yeah, can't wait. Can't wait for the other episodes. It's going to be amazing, for sure.
Yeah. As we talked about also today, about feedback, right? So if you have any feedback about this episode, always feel free to share, because that's how we improve. That's how we That's how we make this better.
Or topics you want to hear about, if you want to talk about sex, love, whatever you really like, anything we can
There are
share.
no taboos.
Questions. There is no taboos. We're gonna try not to curse too much, so it does stay like PG-13 accessible for
I
anybody.
can beep it, it's fine.
He can beep it. So, but we're definitely we want to pull away the curtains. We don't want to fluff anything. We don't want to tell you, oh no, it's the hard truth. We built ourselves up from scratch, and now we're gonna show you how you can cook the recipe of your life as well from scratch. All right? Have a beautiful day.
Yeah, and also thank you for watching. And if you like the podcast, hit the like button. It would help us a lot. And also subscribe. And see you in the next one. Peace.
Share with
Thank
your
you.
friends. Peace. All
Thank
right.
you.